So in this Elden Ring video, I'm going to be showing y'all an easier way to defeat Mohg, the Lord of Blood, which you have to beat this guy in order to start the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. So figured making this guide would be beneficial for players. I will say the cheeses for this guy have been patched since the DLC update. So in this video, I'm going to be giving my best tips on how you are able to defeat him easily. Unfortunately, once again, the cheeses have been patched, so yeah, you're going to have to go in there and actually battle him at the moment. Anyways, first off, you want to make sure you get the Purifying Crystal tier, which this can be added to your flask. You can get this by going to the Second Church of Marika, which is located right here on the map, as you can see, kind of next to the Bower of Bounty site of Grace. Over here, you'll have to fight Eleonora, and once you defeat her, she will drop the Purifying Crystal tier. You also encounter her while doing the Yura questline, but I don't believe you have to be doing the Yura questline to encounter her over here. You can just head over here. And she'll appear. You just have to defeat her to get the tier. And that is what you can mix with your flask, so you're not affected by Mohg's curse. Keep in mind, you will have to drink it before he does his curse for it to work, of course. Which, the curse is what heals him over time. He'll end up hitting his staff on the ground over and over, and it'll take health from you and regenerate his. If you use this before he does that, you'll be protected from that curse, so you'll be able to spam out attacks on him while he is doing it. He will still regenerate a bit of health, but at least he's not knocking your health down a lot and also staggering you. So yeah, this is a big pointer when you are going up against him. Make sure you are using this. Also, I recommend trying to summon in a companion. Maybe you have a friend that plays Elden Ring that would be willing to help, or maybe you can just try to summon other players that may be willing to help you during this fight. How you summon, in case you don't know, you just go down to multiplayer and then choose the Feral Calling Finger Remedy. Keep in mind, you can also set your own password so you're easier to discover from one of your buddies or something. All you gotta do is just press Y and then type in the password that you want to be found. And then the buddy that's trying to link up with you will just have to use that same password by pressing Y and typing in that same one. It's an easier way to connect with one another. And speaking of, if you want to be the host of the boss fight where you will actually progress past this, you'll have to use this, the Feral Calling Finger Remedy. If you want to just join in and help out with the boss fight so that person that's needing help can progress, you'll use this, the Tarnished Furrowed Finger. This will make it so you'll put down a summon sign so the person who is trying to get help will be able to find you whenever they use the Feral Calling Finger Remedy. Your summon sign will pop up, and then you'll just go over to it and interact with it. So if you're wanting to help someone progress, use the Tarnished Furrowed Finger, and if you're needing help with your progress, you'll use the other one to find the summon sign. Hopefully that makes sense. Which this is really easy to craft too. This is just going to require some Erdleaf flowers, which you can find around Limgrave, specifically around the War Master's shack in Limgrave, right here on the map. Yeah. Because honestly, having a player by your side helping you with this, I think is better than trying to use your spirit summons. You guys could help each other out. That person helps you beat it, and then you help that person beat it, or something like that. Or maybe you just have a friend that would be willing to help you take this guy out. Anyways, when you go in there to verse him, and if you have a friend helping you, I recommend getting that friend to go up behind him and make sure you distract Mohg at first with some attacks. That way your friend can go up behind him and then attack him, and then he'll be distracted on your friend, and then you attack him again, so he's back distracted on you, and keep bouncing back and forth like that. You can get a good rhythm going like that to, easily defeat him, where he really doesn't know where to attack at. Or you could be the one to run behind him or on the side of him. Just make sure you're not standing right next to each other, obviously. Because the more spread apart you are, the more he'll be distracted from different areas. And attacking him from the back definitely helps. Also, bleed damage seems to be highly effective against Mohg. So keep that in mind. If you have some bleed damage weaponry or affinities or something, be sure to be using that. Also, another good spell to use, I like to use Comet on him. It does a pretty good amount of damage on him, and it can fire at him from a distance. which is handy because you'll be able to easily dodge most of his attacks, especially if you're playing with another player. And for the Comet spell, you'll be able to get this over at the Academy of Lucaria. And over here, you'll just have to look for a small hallway branching off with an empty bookshelf. You just strike it to reveal a secret pathway, and this will lead you to the Comet spell. So you don't have to really take on anything to get this one. It's a pretty powerful spell to be using. And also another good spell to use on him, which does an insane amount of damage, is the Black Flame Tornado, which this is a special attribute that comes with the Godskin Peeler weapon. And you can get this weapon to be able to do the Black Flame Tornado up here at the top of the Windmill Village, right where my waypoint is, at the Windmill Heights side of Grace. You'll have to go up against a boss named Godskin Apostle, which he's really simple to take on, especially compared to Mohg. But yeah, just take this guy on and you will get the Godskin Peeler. And this is how you can use the Black Flame Tornado attack, which does an insane amount of damage once again. I recommend waiting until Mohg's a little distracted before you try to use this too. It is going to require 17 strength and 22 dexterity to use though, so keep that in mind. You'll also get the Scouring Black Flame incantation too for taking on Godskin Apostle, which this is a pretty powerful spell as well. It sweeps an area before caster with a black flame. However, to use this, it's going to require 28 faith. But yeah, those are some pointers over how to take him out. Hopefully this helps you all out on defeating him. Once you do beat him, he will drop Mohg's Great Rune and the Remembrance of the Bloodlord, as well as a lot of runes. Also, a Site of Grace will appear, and once you go up to the Site of Grace and rest at it, and then get up from the Site of Grace, this person will appear, as long as you have also defeated Radahn too, which Radahn I don't think is as difficult as Mohg. But yeah, this is how you start the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Once you have defeated Radahn and Mohg, you'll then be able to talk to this person, and as you can see, here's what she'll say.
Were you guided here by kindly Miquella? I am Leda, and like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path. Touch the withered arm, and you too will be transported to the realm of shadow where Miquella the Kind now dwells. My compatriots are there already. Like us, they have heard kindly Miquella's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid. Come now, touch the withered arm, and travel to the realm of shadow. I will not be far behind. May we meet again.
And then you'll just have to touch the hand here. And then voila, this will take you over to the Shadow Realm. Which, by the way, for those of you that may be wondering, how do you exit out of the Shadow Realm? At the bottom, it states that you just have to press RB if you're on Xbox to show lands between map, and that's how you can get out of the Shadow Realm area. Just fast travel to a Site of Grace around in the lands between. And you can get back to the Shadow Realm quickly just by pressing the same button when you pull up the map. And yeah, you'll be able to fast travel back over to the Shadow Realm as long as you've gotten a Site of Grace over there. Just in case you may want to know that. I know I was a bit confused on how to exit out of this place. So yeah, hopefully these tips help you guys out. I'm out here though, everyone. As always, most importantly, thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.